back like that works the traps as well. And then leaning over, going like that, all the way, just leaning that way, it works all of this here. You know, I had her sitting down, extending her legs straight out to work the quad muscles, you know, grabbing the armchair, pushing up like that, working the triceps. So there were several different exercises. She had 3 pounds. If you have 3-pound weights or elastic band, you actually have pretty much a gym.
Awesome.
You know?
Awesome. Are there any other tips that you would like to give as far as some other things, tips that you would like to just lend?
From my training, I basically cover 3 different areas. And that's diet, exercise, and detox. And I know the doc, he doesn't like to use the word diet. I'm very practical because everyone is on a diet. You might be on a sugar diet, you can be on a fried food diet, you can be
seafood
on a
diet.
Seafood diet.
Seafood, eat food.
But you know, the deal is not so much what we call it, but understanding the concept. And as he said, you're making a life change. You follow what I'm saying? So the deal is that you're gonna have to cleanse your body. People take better care of their cars. And what's the life expectancy of a car? About 4 to 8 years. 4 to 8 years, you can have that car, but you treat it like it's your baby. Right. You change the oil every 3 months. You get that transmission fluid. You rotate the tires. You get it clean. But your body, hey, you put on some nice clothes, you get your hair, your nails done, and you're out. And you're expected to live 80 years. Right. That's ridiculous right there.
Good point. Good point.
You want to cleanse. You want to exercise. And you have to watch your diet. Diet basically means how many calories am I burning as opposed to how many calories as I'm taking in. You follow what I'm saying? And that's the basic concept.
The key to it is to burn more calories than you put in.
Exactly.
Or if you put them in,
about
then extra.
3,000 more
per day.
Per day, about 3,000 more.
Even to go further, because you're really into this, I can tell, is to go further with the quality of the calorie.
Definitely.
Again, calories, you're not to sit and make yourself a prisoner to say, okay, I got to count here, I got to count here, because eventually people burn out, they're not interested, and they finish, and they're not doing it again.
So, Doc, what foods do we just completely avoid?
We consume foods that the body, again, but you'd have to call one of us to find out more. But your taste is this. You consume foods that the body recognizes, and you evacuate. You do not consume foods that you consume, digest, and store. The key is to find somebody like this young lady or me to find out what those are. If you're asking me specifically, then you're talking about your processed foods, your sugar, or how many people consume certain drinks. I'm not going to tell you the names, but there was one electrolyte drink that everybody drinks after they run, and someone says, did you ever see what's in that stuff? What makes it yellow and orange and green? Artificial color, artificial flavor, and sugar. 3 items that are going to make your weight jack right back up again. So all that exercise meant nothing. So you need to learn a lifestyle, not counting and making yourself crazy, because people don't have the time or the effort to do that anymore.
Awesome. Well, I have a few tips that I want to mention that I think are noteworthy of mention, and I tried to narrow it down, but I couldn't because they was just gnawing at me, and I had to. These are some tips that we can use to help us out. First thing to do, speak to a nutritionist or a doctor. Secondly, eat only at your table. Avoid fried foods and starches. Learn about appropriate portions and sizes. You eat to live, you shouldn't live to eat. Choose low-calorie snacks such as vegetables and fruit. And consider learning meditation or yoga versus snacks. Find ways to socialize without eating. Now, I'm guilty of this. Every time I have a social gathering, we always have food. That's the only way to get people to come. Keep a diet or exercise journal so you can know exactly what you're taking in. Join a support group. Exercise at least 30 minutes per day. Increase your physical activity. Walk versus driving all the time. Walk to lunch sometimes. And take the stairs, as Dr. Hammer said. And again, last but not least, and I cannot reiterate this enough, talk to your health care provider before starting any workout program to make sure that you are in shape. Well, that's pretty much been my time, and I thank you all for coming. Thank you, Dr. J, for sharing this platform with us. And before you go, We want to make sure that we get your information, so your contact information. Iman, thank you for coming and sharing with us today. It was great.
Thank you for having me.
Can you give us a website or email address where people can learn more about your program?
Certainly. My program is called New Creations Fitness. That's New Creations with an S, and it's newcreationfitness.org. I'm also on Facebook, of course, like everyone else, and that's Facebook, and my name, Iman, I-M-A-N, Ellis, E-L-L-I-S. And I also don't mind giving my number out. It's 770-882-4541. And I'm located in Decatur, Wesley Chapel area, and if no one has a problem getting there, I love to serve them. And if I can add one thing to what you said, or just emphasize, when you said when we socialize, we like to eat, that's very true. The thing to consider is that I am going out tonight. I am having people over later. It is Christmas. So you minimize before. Don't eat a big old breakfast, big old lunch, knowing that you're going out later. That's how you take care of that. Because when you socialize, you're right. It's almost impossible to say, I'm not going to eat anything.
Oh, we could use healthy snacks to eat versus all the peanuts and cookies and fat and stuff.
But to take it in consideration, that you're going to have that party later on.
Thank you.
Sure.
And I'm Jay Hammer. I'm on 14th Street, like we mentioned, 328 14th Street. If you ever have any questions, you can call me at 404-872-8779. Or you can email me if you want at jay@drjhammer.net.
All right. And that's my time on Obesity 911, running out of time. You can please feel free to leave me an email by sending it to realtalkwithrahim@gmail.com. Or you can check us out on the World Wide Web at www.realtalkwithrahim.com. Thank you for joining us, and God bless you.